What up, y'all? What? All right, we ready? Are we on? Are we rolling,
Hmm.
guys? Hello.
Testing, testing. One, two.
Turn my headphones up. All right, appreciate it. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Neo Digital Podcast. I'm your homie Jolly Dangerous with my co-host.
Denonu YouTube. What's going on?
Yeah. So I seen Zack Snyder's uh uh okay, what do you call it? What do you call it? Justice League. So, oh my goodness.
Okay.
4 hours. Four
Mm-hmm.
hour epic of
That really
superhero
epic though.
stuff. Well, I consider it a 4 hour. Like anything above 3 hours is an epic. You know,
Okay.
like Lord of the Rings. All of them. Even though are they really good, but it's still considered a epic.
Mm-hmm.
And I got notes. Let me get my notes out.
Okay.
Got a lot of notes. All right. So my notes.
Good, bad, indifferent. What you think? Now that as an impression. Since have you seen the original one?
I seen the original. I didn't like
Okay.
the original.
All right.
I didn't like it. Well, there are certain parts I liked. I liked the comedy in it.
Mm.
It felt very okay. The original felt more like what I was kind of hoping for as like superheroes.
Mm.
Like the DC that I know, and I like the animated version. Like you have comedy in certain heroes, uh, like Aquaman,
Mm.
Flash. Like they were comic relief, right, in the animated series and in the like animated movies.
Mm.
I like that, and I like how they brought that over to the live action. What I didn't like is that the story didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like I liked the characters, but the story, well, some of the characters, but the story just like you're introducing all these people that have no backstory.
Yeah. It didn't make a whole
I
lot of
don't like
sense.
that. Yeah. But if I had to choose which one would stay, which one would go, I would keep
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's version. I would send the other one away.
Yeah. Definitely. I think.
But if I can, if in a perfect world, I would mix and match. I would like take some of the comedy, put it in here. Like put it in Zack Snyder's version, and I'd be good.
Well,
And
if
that,
I had to pick
yeah,
in a perfect world, I would just take Zack Snyder's version, trim it down a little bit. But I like the way they did Superman in the original one. Because he had that line at the end of the movie where he was like, "I'm a big fan of truth, but also like justice," or something he said like that at the end. And it's like that's something Superman would say. So, and Zack, he just kind of just didn't say shit.
he really didn't have anything to say. He was just like, oh, I came back from the dead. I gotta
Mm.
reflect on my life for a long time. Um,
What else is in your list? In your Captain America list here?
at first, I had the whole Superman's yelling catalyst thing. I was like,
Mm.
it confused me. I was like, did Superman wake these boxes up or what? But they explained it. Cool,
Mm.
great. They explained that part. I wasn't so upset with that. So let me delete that off the list real quick. But in saying that, the whole mother boxes thing, I
Mm.
like how in Zack Snyder's version, the mother boxes weren't like something that Steppenwolf was praying to.
Yeah.
Like in the first one, I hated that. I was like, are these mother boxes that important that he's praying to them? Like he works for them, or like what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why is he talking to these mother boxes like they can actually listen to him and talk to him back and stuff like that?
Well, that's the
But
thing, that's the thing. That's what I thought they were going with. Because in the comic, they can. They're like
really,
artificial intelligences. Yeah, you have a mother box and you have father box. They do two separate things, and they can talk to you like they're like artificial intelligences. They don't talk in words specifically,
mm,
but they make little ping noises and stuff like that to communicate and stuff. So they can talk.
okay,
They can respond back. So that's what I thought they were going with, but they didn't establish that in the movie at all in the first
that's what I'm
one. So
saying.
they were just MacGuffins. They were just there just to be there.
If I'd have known that, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. It's from the comic. But in a movie that didn't have really any context, it's
Yeah.
like I don't understand why these boxes are that important. Where he's talking to him like that. Like, is he crazy or what's going on?
Yeah,
Like
they should have
that's
had.
yeah.
They should have had context, even in the Zack Snyder's version. Since the context is there, it was fine. You knew exactly what they're there for. Every time he used one, he's talking to some people, that I don't want to spoil, but so you knew that it was
He
an
didn't talk
ongoing.
to him. He didn't talk to him.
And that's in Zack Snyder's version.
Yeah, in Zack Snyder's version, he didn't talk to the boxes.
No, they weren't the boxes, but he was talking to somebody when he would use them. So you
Oh yeah,
saw
yeah,
it was,
yeah,
it wasn't just a box, but we got the 3 magical boxes and let's join them together. There's a purpose behind it.
yeah.
So
Straight
it
up,
furthered the plot.
right quick. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. So I'm just going to assume that people have already saw it. That's why they're here to look at the review or like our discussion about it. Wonder Woman. Let's talk about that. Like I'm doing everything in order.
Okay. I like how she was portrayed, but I don't 100% like her portrayal in Zack Snyder's movies, if that makes sense.
Same, same. I agree. She murdered some people. She
Well,
murdered people, dog.
that wasn't my gripe with it. I mean, it
It
is
was
what it is.
mine.
My gripe was I hate how they always show her get her butt kicked a little bit. It's like she's not the complete fighting badass that she is in, let's say, like Wonder Woman 1.
Okay, wait. What part did she get her ass whipped or butt whipped?
Well, when she always get knocked down by Steppenwolf or stuff like that. I mean, I'm not saying she just got beat up like Batman in the first Justice League movie, but I'm just saying, it's just, you know, she's
I
she's not
mean,
she's not the same character that she is in. They try to be. They're close, but they're not.
but Wonder Woman though.
Mm.
I had already seen 1 and 2 after I had watched Justice League. If you go back and watch 1 and 2 and then watch the Justice League, her character makes sense about losing the love of her life and getting back into society and bonding with people again. That's how she tried to make a connection with Cyborg. I like that part. What I didn't like is that watching Wonder Woman 1 and 2, seeing how PG-13 it was, where nobody really died,
Yeah.
and then watching this one where she just straight up obliterated that dude in the hat. I was like, ooh, that's a little iffy for me. I consider her to be like the female version of Superman, where she doesn't just straight up blatantly murder people, especially in front of kids. She turned around and was like, "Are y'all all right?" And that one chick was still sitting on the ground, like, "Nah, she just saw you murder a dude." Like, no, she's not okay. She just saw you kill somebody.
I will agree with you to that extent. I mean, if this was comic book Wonder Woman, yeah, she kills people, but it wouldn't be in front of kids. Like, I mean, I guess if she had to, yeah.
But, if she had to,
but that in that situation, you could have just stopped. You didn't have to. I mean, you like if I remember correct me if I'm wrong, she stopped the bomb at that point, right?
Which one? Which part? Because she did. She killed a few people.
Well, when she blew the guy up with her bracelet,
she had she threw the bomb up, came back down. He took out his gun and shot at everybody, and that's when she blocked all the bullets. And he
went to reload or something.
He went to reload, and that's when she hit him with the.
You didn't have to kill him for that. You could have just ran over there and kicked him.
Literally, she Spartan kicked the first dude, flew him back. I'm like, okay, he's paralyzed, he ain't dead. But she started throwing people again. Like, she threw this one dude against the wall, and there was this crater impact where his head hit. I was like, I couldn't tell whether that was blood or like a crater, so I went back and looked at it. I'm like, that's a crater, but I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of brain matter in there too. But so he's definitely dead. But she had the same situation in Wonder Woman 1 and 2. She didn't murder. She didn't murder anybody. She didn't she even really hardcore bad guys that she probably should have killed. She didn't kill. Yeah. You can tell that they were injured, but like they didn't really die, unless you count that scene where she had flipped that truck. I was like, somebody in there is probably
they died. Yeah, they broke some kind of vertebrae where they
But when she braced that dude, and the only thing that was left was his hat, I was like, you did it in front of a bunch of schoolgirls. And that one girl was like, "Can I be like you when I grow up?" I'm like, what's somebody that murders somebody in cold blood? Yeah. How about you do that? But then she said, you can be anything you want to be. I'm like, why are you lying to kids? That's a problem that we have now in society. Is that,
can I be like you? No, I'm a half demigod. Like, no, you can't be like
Yeah. Look, you can be anything that you want to be, but not me. Like, pick something else, maybe astronaut, something that you can aspire to.
You could
But
be a compassionate woman and a strong woman, but not me.
yeah, but not me. So like I kind of had a gripe about that, but it was
Yeah.
like, I looked past it, but it was just still one of those. It didn't to me. It didn't match her character of like who she was. Even in the Justice League, it's like she's mostly a lighthearted person. Most of the time, she wouldn't just murder somebody, even if it was a bad guy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like villain like that, especially somebody that's like, this dude didn't even have powers. Did he really
wasn't
need the braces?
he wasn't a threat at that.
Yeah.
I can
Did he
understand
really
if
need like the
yeah, you
hardcore?
could have just punched him. Like you could have knocked him
Yeah.
down, broke the gun, lassoed the gun away. How about that? You could have did like this, a bunch of different things you could have did, but no, you went
What are you
immediately
teaching?
towards killing him.
What are you teaching to these kids?
Yeah.
You gotta off them before they off you.
Murder solves everything.
Yeah. Steppenwolf.
Mm-hmm.
You remember in the trailer I was talking about how crappy the armor was
Mm-hmm.
because it just looked weird.
Yeah.
I'll say this: as crappy as that armor looks, it is incredibly functional. I like that part. They shot arrows into him, and then
you
his
mean
armor
in
broke
Zack's
the
version,
arrows.
the modular transformer looking armor? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like when he was getting shot up with those arrows, I was like, damn, like that armor ain't doing nothing. And then like when he like threw everybody around, his armor broke the arrows and just like popped them out. I was like, okay, that's really functional. I can see why they have that, because it transforms, it moves. It's almost like nanotechnology.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
cool.
the fact that it looked like that, but to me, it just reminds me of like Transformers. So it like whenever you do something like that, it makes it hard to focus on because it all looks the same. So
Yeah,
for those kind of people who have that issue, they're just gonna see a metal humanoid creature. That's it.
yeah. That's what I didn't like, is that the color is like all chrome looking. I was like, mixed up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like have something else in there other than that, like the chrome. Right there, since that popped up, that big fight that he had.
What the flashback fight?
Yes, the flashback fight. I liked how they kind of focused on the Green Lantern. I was like, yeah, Green Lantern, but you don't actually have him in here. So I was like, boo.
I had one. It's a nitpick. I can't really fault the movie for it. But the only thing I'd have wished in that, since you mentioned the Green Lantern, is that when he died, the ring should have been like, Green Lantern of Sector 3814 is dead, searching to find new candidate, and then flew off. Because that's what the rings do. All the rings do that whenever Green Lantern.
How about this? How about it actually did do that, but because
we just didn't
hear
it.
it.
I thought about it after I seen it, but yeah.
Because remember, like it hovered for like a little bit, and then he tried to reach out and grab it, and it flew away. It probably said that thing, and then it took off.
Yeah, but that'd have been cool if they'd have made it so you can hear it.
What I don't like about that is that they took Steppenwolf and replaced him with Darkseid.
Yes,
but it was the exact same fight. So all they did was CG Darkseid in there. What I did like about that is Darkseid is so much stronger than Steppenwolf.
Yes.
His fight would not have ended with an axe to his chest.
No.
Like
I swear to God, when I first seen that, I was like, "Oh, they just gonna rip off Thanos, huh?" Because that's how Thanos got stopped. Chopped to the chest. I was like, really? Like that's fucking Darkseid. Like he should have been stood there with the arms behind the back, like
that's how he fights.
Standing in the ship and just throwing his Omega beams out there, just hitting everybody. Like it's like, come on, man.
See, that was the issue that was like the really big issue that I had, was that at the very end when they showed that like the dark side of like, when Cyborg went into the mother boxes and saw the future that could happen.
Yeah.
And he shows Darkseid underwater, and he Omega beams one of the other Atlanteans while he stabbed Homeboy in the chest. I was like, that's the Darkseid I know. He said he Omega beams people. Where was the Omega beams when he was fighting a giant ass battle?
Like, it's like if you have to physically fight Darkseid, you have to be on that level. Yeah. Those armies don't mean shit.
No, because you
That's
know
like
that,
something Superman could fight. Like, come on, man.
dog. You know that had that really been Darkseid fighting, he'd have been standing there and he would have Omega beamed 20 people in a row. Like that thing would have
It wouldn't have
zigzagged.
stopped. It went through the whole army and just started killing people.
Let's just say it hits 20 people. At least it would have zigzagged all, like just like he just showed. Like it'll zigzag all through them. And then it'll probably stop. And then like that's when people would have to try to rush him or something like that. That's when he got hit in the chest. But them replacing him with like replacing Steppenwolf with Darkseid, it's like I see what you did there to make the main villain like the person that's really going at it, but in turn you made him weak because none of the stuff that he took in that fight would have really affected him at all.
And they didn't really do anything. Like the only thing that he like, correct me if I'm wrong, but he got hit by two things that took him out. I'm assuming it was Zeus's little lightning hands,
Mm-hmm.
his jazz hand thing, and Ares' axe to the
Yeah,
to the shoulder.
yeah,
So if he didn't get hit by either one of those two things, it's like why even have the armies there? So they couldn't really do nothing. If anything, just have the new gods there, maybe the Green Lantern or the old gods there, the Green Lantern, and that's
well,
it.
I mean, I guess to save money because they would have had to redo that whole
Yeah.
fight scene. So I can understand why they did it, but it's just one of those. It's to me,
Yeah.
it's disappointing, because I know what Darkseid can actually do, and they
Yeah.
didn't really show that.
It should have been Steppenwolf doing it. And then let's say Darkseid is on the ship with his arms behind his back, looking away from the camera. Like he's the general commanding him to do it, and he's like testing Steppenwolf, like, okay, beat all these people.
Yeah,
Give
I
me this
mean, but
planet. It's like
they would have to change the whole. Like if they did it
yeah,
that way, they would have to change the whole story because at that point, they're there to conquer the Earth, and
yeah,
just by him standing up there, it's like, well, if he, how the army's going to push back Darkseid?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if he up there with Omega beaming people, it's like, nah, ain't no way you can push that back.
No.
But there has to be a way to like really injure this dude enough. And I believe that they did that like with Ares because like
Mm-hmm.
that's God level. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well find a way to injure him in that way. But they didn't make his battle hardcore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you said, it's like if you're not gonna shoot the whole scene, I would have rather just have it just be the same scene with Steppenwolf. And then you could have Darkseid being shown on the mural that Wonder Woman sees,
It didn't bother me.
and then fans have been like, "Oh crap, we know what's coming."
Yeah.
So it's like you could have had that just be Steppenwolf and just new Steppenwolf.
I mean, unless that's what Zack Snyder actually wanted, well,
Yeah,
because this is what he wanted was he wanted Darkseid to be on the battlefield. But it's like, yeah, but did you want him looking like that? Like, did you want him that weak?
yeah. You can't
Because,
have your villain look weak to the heroes because then once they beat them, it's like
bro, an axe to the chest, dog. Like at that point,
Wonder Woman could do that with her sword. Like
exactly. It's like, are you saying that axe is stronger than Wonder Woman's sword, or what's going on here? Because,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean it's because I mean it's like at that point, Barry, take this sword and cut Darkseid in half. You can't fight that. Come on.
yeah. But it's been shown that in comics and in the
No,
cartoon
I
that
know.
Omega Beam.
Yeah. The Omega Beam is the shit. Like,
Yeah, he gonna
but
catch that. He gonna catch that speed run.
but it's like if you have a character like it would be different if let's say if the axe hit Darkseid and like cracked his skin but didn't slice into him, or
Mhm.
let's say if they let's say like if they boom tube there because I think they did do that. If let's say if they showed a device controlling the portal or something.
I don't think they showed that. I don't think they showed them leaving in the boom. Like they just showed them there, and then the fight
Yeah, it
happened.
was
I don't
like
think they showed them boom in.
yeah, it was like the ships leaving and you saw them going away. I think that's what they showed,
Yeah,
but it would have been different like if you saw them boom tube there and let's say you saw like a machine creating the portal and they let's say the army destroyed the machine that forced everybody to go back in the portal or something,
yeah.
to get him out of there. It's kind of like a way of like we got to maintain the portal, but
I like that. I like that
you know
idea.
that way
Instead
it's
of
not
them damaging him, it's more like
yeah,
forcing him back. Yeah,
yeah. So like they pushed him back, but they never defeated him, so to speak. And they, that kind of took him off the battlefield, so to speak. And then everybody's like, oh, that guy was strong as hell. We need to do something about him, and I'd rather see that.
Yeah, that's also the thing that kind of doesn't make sense because like he already showed up on that planet, the mother boxes. I'm surprised that like they hurt him so bad and then they kept the mother boxes there. It's like where the mother boxes are, but they made it seem like okay, the mother boxes called out to Steppenwolf. It's like yeah, but you already knew that they were there in the first place because you were
left them there. Yeah,
yeah. So it would only make sense to keep Steppenwolf on the battlefield, as this place that he couldn't conquer, right? And then
let's say like if he was trapped, let's say like have you read the Death of Superman comic? Okay. So how Doomsday comes about is the comic book starts. Doomsday is buried in the earth. Inside of a little prison thing. Yes. If let's say Steppenwolf gets defeated and they contain him some kind of way underground or something, and then and instead of just him just magically appearing through a boom tube, let's say he breaks out like Doomsday did. He broke out of his containment and then tried to get the mother boxes again, and then to fulfill his mission, even though he's like 2,000 years too late. You know what I'm saying?
That would make sense too.
Yeah.
I mean, I also like that idea. But yeah, like in that instance, it's just like that kind of just doesn't make sense that he would be gone for however many thousands of years to now show back up. It's like no, he would have came back way before that.
Yeah, they even said in the original movie that was a plot hole that people said. Like they was like, oh, the mother boxes didn't call out the Steppenwolf because they were afraid of Superman, right? And everybody was like, and since Superman died, that's why they called out to him and he came.
Yeah.
But everybody was like, well, what about the thousands of years before Superman even came to Earth?
Yeah.
Like, why did they invade?
Is it because Ares and them was still there? It's like
apparently that didn't matter before. So
Yeah. I mean that's one issue that whole scene had, but it's like
it's still a good scene. Well, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just that it could have been if they would have written the story of the movie a little bit better, you can explain that a little bit better.
Yeah. I'm not trying to nitpick.
Yeah.
Another cool thing though, when Steppenwolf showed up to fight the Amazons, my goodness. When he threw that damn horse, I was like, oh no, not the horse.
Yeah. Everybody gets this word.
Yo, you heard that saying, F you and the horse you rode in on? That's what he did. That boy fell down, rolled up, and like put his hand under the horse and tossed it. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So dope.
Gave that an underhand pitch,
bro. I loved it. It was so cool to see that shit. It was kind of iffy, like when he got hit with those arrows with the ropes on him, and then he just swung both horses and the ride. I was like, that's a little bit pushing it. But like that first toss of that horse, I was like,
No, I mean he's still a new guy. Perfect. He's strong as hell. So like none of those Amazons gonna hold him. But
yeah, I'm just
still like, a great scene though.
I'm a physics person. It's like
well, physics. Physics. You're talking about made up people, but yeah.
I know. But you
I know what you mean. I'm the same way. I know exactly.
Grounded in realism, it's like
the horse has to have that weight on it for the CG in order to work.
So like if he had swung him around, I'd have kind of understood that better than him just saying like, okay, this is gonna go up and over my head. It's like that's a rope. That's not a pole. That doesn't work like that. But all right. But I like that was cool. The whole thing falling to the ocean. That was pretty dope.
The only thing
changes at the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I was about to mention. The only thing I didn't like is that black chick, the first one who was walking up to the box. It's like the box
that
probably you about to open, but it like maybe it was just me, but wasn't she like a little bit too tense? Like as if
she was shaking. Like it's something like she was afraid of like what she was about to do.
Okay, because I was looking at it like she was like way too tense. Like is the box making her walk towards it? Because you already know that something's about to happen, so wait for it to happen. Like all the rest of the Amazons, it's like you don't gotta touch it.
Yeah,
I thought the box was like controlling her some kind of way.
When I was watching, I was like, "That's just." I as a director, I don't know what this like. What does this scene do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you already everyone should already know how dangerous these boxes are, and you got this one black chick walking up to the box to touch it?
Yeah, it
Because
didn't
there's
make
a
no
crack
sense.
in it. Like, why is she about to touch it? Like, if she does this, is it going to turn it off? Is she trying to see what it is? Is she trying to see
Yeah,
how it feels? Like, why is she walking up to it?
and
If
it's
you
like,
can't answer that,
yeah,
don't
don't
have it
have
in
it.
there.
Like you already have all the other Amazons ready and waiting for an attack.
No.
You know, they already posted up, and it's just like, why have that little scene with that black chick? I mean, it was just awkward, you know. But I could
And then
say
she
that
turns
about a few scenes.
around, alert the queen. It's like,
You should have
no, you
already
should have
alerted the
been
queen.
doing that before. Like,
Yeah,
no. As soon as that thing would have alert the queen, like say, like
yeah. That's
it's
I'm
doing something
assuming
it
that's
hasn't done for thousands of years. Why are you waiting?
yeah. It's like I'm assuming that's why you're already there because you're waiting for shit to happen.
It happened twice. They did that
Yeah,
twice, where they drew a sword on the box twice. It's like, and then almost touched it. It's like, why are you trying to touch shit? I'm like,
yeah. It didn't make no
stop.
sense. That's what you
Yeah.
don't do because you don't know what the box is. So yeah,
Okay.
but still a good scene
Here's
though.
no, it wasn't. Not that
Well,
part.
I mean the whole Amazon fight. That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah. As a whole, yes, that one part that shouldn't have been in there. It didn't make any sense. The whole thing felt like a musical.
I hated that. I was like, what am I watching? A music video? Like
Yeah,
it's like, am I watching like a Disney musical or some shit? It's like
that's what
it
it felt
was
like.
it's super weird. Like, yeah, I found that awkward as hell when I was watching it.
Each beginning or each like really hardcore beat had some kind of song that was like a theme for
Mm-hmm.
that one part. I was like, I don't know if I'm really feeling that. It's the first time cool, but like
Yeah.
it continued to happen. I was like, nah, this feels more like a musical is about to break out
Yeah.
as opposed to like something dramatic. Like the whole for instance, when Homeboy jumped in the water and they started singing that chancy
The
or
chanting
whatever.
song, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
are they
Uh
worshiping this guy or like what's going on here?
that's the vibe that I got. Like, I thought that it was like, okay, it's if he's bringing them fish and stuff like that, it's like their way of praising him or worshiping him some kind of way because they know that he's, I guess, different, or maybe they think he's a god or something like that, even though they're modern people. But that's just the vibe I got. Either that or it's just that's them praising him as a way of thanks.
When that chick picked up his sweater and smelled it, I was like,
That
that's
was
creepy.
super weird. But this movie has
That's,
a few weird spots like that.
that's creepy,
Like
man.
something else I found about that movie. You seen Aquaman, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you remember that whole speech that Orm gave talking about, oh, the mankind, they're polluting our oceans and this, that, or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why when Aquaman goes back in the fucking water, that pollutes the ocean?
Yeah.
Right in the ocean. I was like, what? So you got Aquaman just pollute the ocean too? Just
It
fuck
wasn't
it,
in the ocean
okay?
though. He just threw it onto the dock, but it's like
Wait,
you know where that
the
glass ended
water
up.
was rushing up. It will push that right in the ocean. We all know.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, but well, here's the thing. He doesn't care. What
True.
at what point does Aquaman care about anything in the movie? Except
Yeah.
for like when he finally joins them. He didn't
Yeah.
care about the ocean, he didn't care about the land. He
You
just felt
right.
like
You
he was
right.
alone.
I mean, he didn't care about them people on the sub that he took down in his movie too.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, bro, take the torpedo off of the bad guy because
Nah.
this is murder right now. Like, technically, this is murder by proxy. Don't do this. Don't just leave him there. And you created a supervillain.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You had a reason to get Black Manta in there. So.
As soon as he left, I was like, yep, congratulations. You just created your villain. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, he realized it. I was like, you don't care. You still don't care. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't give a shit. It would have been my fault if you'd have got hurt. Yeah, no shit. Also, it'd have been your fault because everyone else that he now comes in contact with,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna murder.
You created
That's
that
your fault
problem.
too.
You was the Tony Stark to your own villain. That's like all the villains in the MCU are all got something related to Tony Stark.
Take him to jail. You know what I'm saying? I will say, even though this ain't even about the thing, but in the Aquaman, the funny part was like when all those Navy people were locked up, and he opened the door. He was like, "Hey, it's Aquaman." He was like, "Yo, can y'all hurry this along because I'm missing happy hour?" The dude was smiling, and he was like, it was so funny. He was like, he's my hero," and he's like, "Oh, he's a dick." Then they started filing out. I was like, I like that part. Yeah, it felt like a musical and way too many slow mo scenes that didn't really need to be there.
Yeah, but that's Zack Snyder's thing. So he does that in every movie he does.
Yeah, so. But damn, it felt like I was watching a John Woo movie.
Yeah, it's like he wanted this to be his, what do they call it? His magnum opus of slow mo, because it's in like almost every shot.
I mean, well, everybody had a slow mo version, you know, and then it was multiple slow mo versions. Even like random like Amazonians have slow mo. I mean, like slow mo is cool, but when you sit down for 4 hours to watch a movie, and then you see slow mo happening almost in every single fight, it
takes away the appeal of it. You use slow mo because in your cool action set scene, and to accentuate the moment, to draw it out. But if you use it all the time, it takes away the majesty of the slow motion. So it's just like, okay, it's just the same thing I've seen before. And I think that's why I said at the beginning, like, I really think this should have been trimmed down. It could have been. There's a lot of extended shots and scenes that were extended for no reason. Like for one, Batman getting to Aquaman's little village.
Yeah, well.
I like it. That. I like it as the beginning of the movie. It's fine. If you're establishing your beginning, you're getting the names out of the way. But that scene still didn't need to be that long. It was like 4 or 5 scene switches to get to the village. If you wanted to cut that back, you could, but I would have rather, and this is just me personally, have that be your extended shot, because that's your first shot of the movie. It's cool. It's majestic. You had the singing and everything on it. It was cool. Have that be your expanded shot, and then like the rest of the movie, have it be normal shots. Don't have every shot be expanded.
I like that they established how badass Bruce Wayne was. Yeah, because it was like the storm. Like here, there's no way he can get here in a helicopter. So how did he get here? He climbed up over the mountain. I was like, yeah, he would do that.
How'd the horse get over the mountain? That was my thought when
he was on a horse.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
He was on a black horse.
He was on a horse. He stepped. Yeah, the horse was behind him when he got to the.
That's what I thought about the moment they said that. I was like, okay, that explains him. But I'm pretty sure that horse didn't climb that mountain unless they're talking. He took a trail through the mountains or something.
Yeah, like maybe there's a Sherpa up there that already had a horse. Yeah.
Or even if he brought his own horse to, that's what I assumed. I just assumed he rode through the mountains to get to it versus climbing over something.
In my heart, he climbed over some shit.
Carrying the horse on his back.
Yup.
Because I'm Batman. You know what? What's sad though? I think Batman does have a horse. Like how like Superman has Crypto and all of that.
Batman has a dog.
Yeah, he has Ace, the Bat Hound, but he also has a cow and a horse, I think.
It's a cow?
Yeah. Type in Bat Cow in Google.
Wait, does he need bat milk or something like that? What's going on here?
I forget how.
Batman ain't got no damn cow.
You're gonna test my comic book knowledge. How dare you?
Batman has a damn cow. He's brown and white. What the fuck? Why does Batman have a cow? As of now, I'm a vegetarian, and this is bat cow. What the hell? Why is he bleeding? Why is there blood everywhere? Oh, why is there blood everywhere? Did the cow kill somebody? I'm not doing this.
Like, I may be wrong about the horse. Like, I want to say don't quote me on. I want to say don't quote me about that, but I know he does have Ace and the cow. That's legit.
Okay, so they saved the cow from a slaughterhouse. That's what it was, and Damian kept the cow. Okay, that just sounds like that seems like it was written in there just to do it. All right. Anyway, anywho, that's something I didn't need to know. So stupid.
No, what you don't need to know is don't look at the picture that has 2 Batmans looking at each other.
I've seen it.
Yeah, because you can never unsee it.
Yeah, just it's that's Wolverine's face. Wolverine's face is two Batman kissing.
Mm.
And when I saw that, I was like, I hate the internet. I hate the internet so much. You took two of my favorite characters and ruined them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the internet does.
Anyway, the scene where he saved that guy from the ocean, brought him
Mm.
back in, and took that drink, and went back outside. They could have cut that out.
Yeah, that didn't
That
have to be there. They
that
even
didn't need to
changed
be
the
there.
dialogue for that too. I think in the original version, doesn't he say, "Give me a drink," and or "Give this man a drink" or something like that? But in Zach's version, he just said, "Get me a drink."
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know why. If you have such a meaningless line like that, why not
No,
just
that's
keep
in
it?
there.
That was.
I think that was in there. He was like, "Give me a drink. It's on him," because he saved his life, and then he took it. He took the
Yeah,
drink.
yeah, I know that, but I could have swore like maybe it's been years since I've seen it, but I could have swore in the other version he said give him a drink too, but I could be wrong. It
I don't know.
don't matter.
Either way,
That scene could have been cut regardless.
that scene didn't really need to be in there because like they already established that this is who he is. You see Batman look back and he did his Batman disappearing act in the water, and then they had to
Mm,
sing it. You no longer need to showcase that Aquaman is doing his thing out there saving people's lives. It's
yeah,
like
unless that's gonna connect to something later in another
it
scene or
didn't.
in a transition shot, which it didn't do.
Yeah,
Then yeah, you could just cut that. You don't have to see Aquaman saving people to know that he's Aquaman.
yeah. So we can agree like the movie didn't have to be that long because certain scenes could have been
Yeah,
removed because they didn't
easily.
really do anything. That was his slow mo shot because
Yeah.
every hero needs a slow mo shot.
Yeah, they wanted to get that shot of him drinking, walking into the ocean, throwing a bottle down with his shirt off. Yeah, that's all it
Mm-hmm.
was. Which is a good shot for the trailer. So I mean, it is what it is. That should
Yeah,
have been the scene where he left Batman instead. Like if they'd have had the slow mo scene of him drinking when he was talking to Batman and he left, and have that been how he left, then that would have made sense.
it would have been
So
dope.
yeah,
Yeah, it would have been dope. But yeah, um, ooh, Flash.
I'm just gonna say that whole slow mo scene of him caressing Iris's face was creepy as hell.
I didn't like it.
I ain't like it either. It felt
I didn't like it.
weird. That chick is dying. A second away from dying and killing, or not killing herself. Well, I guess she did. She crashed in the car. But he went in there and was just like, "Let me caress your face in super
Well, he
speed."
moved the hair out of her eyes or
Yeah,
whatever.
it was like in enamored with her beauty, and it was just like super weird. And then the hot dog came in the scene, and I thought he was gonna put it in
Bruh,
her mouth. I was like, "No, what the fuck are you doing, dog?" Like, I thought it was gonna be one of those, but he didn't. I was so glad he
I
didn't
was
do that.
like, when I looked at that hot dog, I was like, why
Yeah,
is that hot dog?
and that's the
Is
thing.
this like an innuendo? Is he gonna be?
And that's
Is he
the
gonna
thing
be
is,
that
and that's
shit?
the thing. Everybody is so used to porn, so when you see a phallic object come near a female's face like that, you immediately think it's a dick. So like if you look at anybody's review on this movie when they talk about that scene, they'll say the same thing. That hot dog scene was
Bro,
weird. I thought it was gonna go somewhere and it didn't.
I, dog, because it was too close. It was like she was like right here, and the hot dog was like right fucking here. I was like, mm. And then he put the hot dog in his pocket. I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be for the dogs. But it's like
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why have it? Why have it there? You could have
that was
just
a
have him.
little too convenient.
Yeah, it was a hot dog. It was hot dogs everywhere. So you could just show him grab one as he's running in or running out, or just have one
That's
in
what I'm
his pocket and
saying.
just leave it. Let your audience assume that he got it from the thing because there
He
was a bunch of
got it
hot
from
dogs
the
there.
thing. It was way too close to her face. Like maybe my mind is just dirty like that, but it was just too convenient
Mm-hmm.
to have that fully rendered, high detailed hot dog right by her face, bro, bro. Uh,
So
here's
fucking weird.
here's the other thing that got to me. I was looking like, how convenient that she flew from this car. Like after the car accident, she flew from the car and she has this perfect face,
Yeah, just
no expression,
completely stoked. She should be like,
bro. Yeah,
it should be the most ugliest face in the world.
bro, ugliest face ever.
Or like,
And
and something else. Who falls like fucking head first? Like, she should be doing like one of these. or something like that to try, because that's human nature. That's just your body, protecting itself. It just looks weird.
Yeah, the whole thing. I was like, this is an extremely long scene.
Yeah, that
It
didn't need to
doesn't
be
have to
there.
be this long. He was just everywhere. He stood back and like reminisced over her. It's like, oh
Well, I
man, we're gonna
mean,
have some
granted,
beautiful babies.
he would have the time to do that if we consider how fast he is, but still,
Yeah, but geez, dog, like,
yeah,
come
it's
on.
like it got halfway in, and I was like, "Yo, save this chick already! You still haven't gotten her away out of the danger. Like, just grab her and move
And
her
then
to the
he
side, and
pulls her
then do that shit."
down. He's like up, and then let me move this, let me move that. Come here,
Cop a
baby.
feel real quick,
You know, like thing flipping, and then he just has this moment of like, oh yeah, this is it right here.
I'm
This
gonna
is
bang
action.
you.
My goodness. Runs back inside, does that thing with the dog with the hot dogs. That was like
That I thought was
I,
weird too. Like, I get the dog scene, but he could have just went back to the place he standed and then be like, "Oh man, what happened out there?" Like, he didn't have to pretend to play with the dogs because I'm pretty sure the lady wasn't looking at him like, "Oh, you did that." It just felt
so
weird.
that's what I mean. Like in the lighthearted version.
Mm.
Oh well, let's talk about his. I want to talk about his dialogue.
Okay.
I have an issue with screenwriters writing for characters that are supposed to be funny,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't give them humor. And I keep
What you
bringing
mean?
this up. I always bring this up
You mean jokes that just don't land, or
at all. They don't make the jokes punny. They
yeah?
just make the character or a motor mouth. It's not the same. So
Well, I've always assumed, and I could be wrong. I always think I started seeing a bigger trend with that. I thought it was the Marvel movies that did that, but I noticed that really after the Big Bang show became popular.
Big Bang Theory,
Mm-hmm. With the because I think I don't watch the show, but the main character on that is like super smart and he talks like that, doesn't he?
Sheldon, yeah,
Yeah.
but he's funny. Everything he says is funny because he's so smart that he insults people.
Mm.
What I mean is, I'm talking about because that's an original character. I'm talking about
Yeah.
taking characters that are supposed to be funny and just making them talk a lot isn't funny. And I always bring this back up. I keep thinking about Tom Holland's
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man versus Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, his dialogue is more reminiscent to the comic book version of like the funny version of Peter Parker. Or well, not Peter,
Yeah.
the funny version of
I know what you
Spider-Man.
mean.
Very, very closely related to Deadpool. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Ryan, I want to say Ryan Gosling, not Ryan Gosling, but Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely funny, hilarious, ad libs, all that stuff. It feels like his dialogue came straight out the comic.
Yes.
Andrew Garfield's dialogue feels like it almost comes out the comic. It's like they wrote for it, and
He was like a
very
dick in
close.
some scenes though.
He was like the crotch to the face, like that. But it was still funny as shit though. It's like that kind of stuff is funny. Tom Holland Spider Man, he just talks a lot, and it's like none of the stuff that you're saying is funny. You're not even using puns like that version of Spider Man would do.
I know what you mean.
And then when I look at Flash, I was like, you're just talking a lot. None of this that you're saying is funny. None of it is humorous. The only funny thing that he said while he was doing that whole ranting thing was that when he pulled out the resume and it had like a bite on it, he's like, oh, huh, no, that is I got a little pocket money, that kind of thing. Like that was kind of humorous to me. But everything else that he was saying was just like, it's funny that you showed up late and you're the fastest person on like alive, but that's a joke that I've seen a lot.
Yeah,
What do you have to
that's what the
say?
Flash does in the comics.
Yeah.
But the one thing that it gets me is that his character's always been wrong because Flash in the comic book, or at least Barry Allen, isn't a comedic character. He's not joking. That was Wally West, the second one.
Yeah. But that's the thing is that if you're gonna have this character
be your
try to
comic
be
relief,
a Flash that's comic relief,
then
you
make
need to
him funny.
write in actual jokes and not just make him say a lot.
Yeah.
It just seemed like they was like, go ahead and ad lib and just say what you want to say. It's like, no, you need to actually write something for him to say.
Yeah,
not just
it's
let him
like they made
have
him
it.
socially awkward for some
Yeah,
reason. It's like, yeah.
Flash was not socially awkward.
No, he was a
If
fucking
anything, he was extremely intelligent.
yeah, he was a forensic person. Like he was like he did forensic for the police department.
Well, when I say extremely intelligent, like he was intelligent in like his conversation.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he would do callbacks. He was like a really cool conversationalist because he knew exactly what to say, when to say it. He knew about the whole like social awkwardness and make things awkward,
Mm,
but still funny at the same time. Certain parts in the lighthearted version were funny.
yeah.
Like what was Commissioner Gordon when he left, he was like, oh, they just and disappeared on him.
Yeah,
It's like,
that was
how
funny.
did you miss that?
Mr.
He's
Fastest
like,
Man Alive, yeah.
yeah, he's like, that's
Like,
rude, and then he just takes
yeah,
off. I
yeah.
was like, I
That was
love that.
probably my favorite joke in it, and I'm glad they kept it. But
Mhm.
like another one I liked in the original one was the Batcave one.
Oh
When he went in the Batcave and was running around acting like a little kid, hopping into different stuff.
yes, in his hideout, like when he was like, I'm what he said, a dancer or something like that, a creative expression dancer or something like that.
Mm,
And he was like, but so you need a suit that does this and this and that. And he was like, well, I'm a hardcore creative dancer. I'm like, yeah, like that's the kind of jokes that are funny. Like
mm.
keep that kind of dialogue going.
But
Just
the
don't make
but
him.
the brunch, the pizza, all that. You mean
Yeah.
all of the additional? It's like to me they didn't state it in the movie, but it's like somebody thought, okay, since his power is super speed, let's make him like Pietro in Marvel. Pietro in Marvel acts like he has ADD,
Yeah.
and that's because to him, and I think somebody explained it in one of the comments. Like he was like, the way I perceive things, it's like imagine you walking down the street in slow motion. You know how annoying it is to just have to force myself to be slow just so I can interact with people. So to him,
Oh,
like it's
that
just
would suck.
like I think somebody equated it, and I can't remember if it was a YouTuber or if it was somebody in the comic books. But they were like, you know how you are at the DMV or you're at a bank and you're waiting behind like an old person, they're just slow as shit, and you're like, come on, man, let's go. Imagine that times a million because that's how he lives every day of his life.
Holy crap.
So that's why he's always impatient and rushing and it's like trying to get everything out, shit like that. And it's like somebody must have seen that and thought the Flash, well, okay, he's fast, so let's make him, you know, heavy, like he has ADD, like he can't sit still, and maybe
It
that's
doesn't make
what.
sense though because like the Flash, it didn't fit. Like that, those are the parts that didn't fit. So that's why I didn't like that initial scene. I was like, this motherfucker's just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I could be biased because I don't like the actor.
Yeah,
Like
me
nobody's
too.
still talking about how he chokeslammed that chick dog. I'm like, cancel culture. Are you around? Do you not see this? You know, like
Like this is like Kane's little brother right here.
you know what I mean. So you mean to tell me, I don't get a Captain Jack Sparrow, but this motherfucker can still be Flash? Is that what's going on here? Okay, okay, cool. We just saw him chokeslam a woman, so but I guess because that woman isn't pretty, nobody gives a shit. Gotcha.
Mm,
All right, cool.
yeah.
So so stupid, dog.
Mm-hmm.
My bias though, my bias. But that's what I was talking about. Like
Yeah.
maybe I have so much to say about Flash because I saw that video that everyone seems to have forgot that happened. That he just chokeslammed a random woman and said, "Oh, you want to fight? You want to fight?" It's like,
Yeah.
come on, dog.
That's the part that got me. Like, you're an actor, man. Don't you take classes or you know not to do this shit?
Cyborg.
I love the fact that he had more of a part in this movie. He was the backbone of the movie.
Yeah,
That was
he
conveniently cut out of that first movie.
he was our point of view.
Yeah. I had no problems with it. It reminded me of the new 52 Dark Side animated movie that they did because he had the same role in that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I had no problems with that. So yeah, he was okay in this.
Yeah.
Didn't did he say booyah in this one? Because that's something that I
He
missed.
did not say
The
booyah,
fuck out.
man.
No, he fucking sucks. His role sucks. And the movie is fucking
I know,
garbage because of it.
I know, I know.
At least in the old one they had it. He
I
said it.
know,
He didn't
man.
say it right, but he said it.
I know, bro. It hurt my soul because I was like, I was waiting on it. I was waiting on maybe after he did that spin and the thing came down, or like just shoot. I just want to hear one good one. Booyah!
Booyah!
Like I just
You
want to
know,
hear
just
just
something. It's all one time.
good one, bro.
And let's be honest, they probably didn't get him back for any of the reshoots that they did for this.
They did.
They did get him back?
They did.
Wow, that's
I
surprising
was
me with
so wrong.
all this shit talking.
I was so wrong. I was so wrong. So I looked all that stuff up because I wanted to see what had happened because we had talked about it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Um uh so when I looked it up, they didn't confirm that they had got him back, but some of the scenes were different.
Some of the scenes in the movie looked weird, like they couldn't get him back and had to CG him in there. There was one shot of
No, some of
like
it was
as a matter of fact, this scene I'm looking at in the or the one behind me that you probably can't see.
yeah.
That shot in the movie looked super weird to me. Like the CG was just all messed up.
Well, I mean, the CG in general was messed up on the first one,
Yeah, sure.
but so here's the thing: they didn't confirm whether he came back and did it, but
Mm.
how you know that he did was they had him on the call sheet.
Call sheet. What's that?
Oh, sorry. Actors get a call sheet of like what time you're supposed to be on set, so everything's listed out when they have teams go in. So
Mm.
let's say, uh, what's today? March
21st.
March 21st. Okay, cool. So I get a call sheet for a shoot that I'm about to do.
Mm.
Um, the call sheet would say, okay, it's March 23rd. It may have the weather on there, the time of day, all that kind of stuff, and it'll say everything in order of what time you're supposed to be on set.
Mm.
Meaning, wardrobe is at this time. You need to be here. Go to wardrobe, get this, get that, and then be on set at this time. That's what a call sheet is, and it'll have everyone who's going to be in it and the scene that you're going to do, so that way you can prepare for that scene if you haven't, read the script already. Yeah, Cyborg story, loved every moment of it.
Loved every moment besides Booyah that wasn't in it. I'll say that.
Yeah, still didn't like his CG.
Yeah. Looked a little bit off.
Uh, but I will say this: at the end, that minigun that we were talking about, how it just didn't fit. He
Yeah.
had that minigun. At least it was like it was on his back, like it was like
Mm-hmm.
a thing that he had, like an upgrade he had added. So it was
Yeah,
like,
he
okay,
had
cool.
he had like the two arms or something that would grow out of his back. Yeah.
I didn't like those two arms.
A
That
lot of
was
people have been saying that.
was
Why y'all don't like the
weird.
two arms?
That was weird. It was just weird. Why do you have two arms growing out of your back?
Spidey can have 4, but he
No,
can't have 2.
no. I have not seen Cyborg grow arms out of his back from the cartoon or any of the animated movies. When have you seen that?
He's the machine, though. He could
No,
do it. I haven't
no.
read his comics, but yeah, he hasn't done it in any of the movies. I don't think.
Never.
So.
It just looks awkward. Well, one, it looks awkward because his body's already skinny. He doesn't need more additional arms coming out punching people. He's not what's the beetle, Blue Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be something like Blue Beetle would do, but
Yeah.
not Cyborg. Like you have just make your arms bigger. You know what I mean? Take more cybernetic parts and put them on your arms to make them buffer. You know what I mean?
You want him to come out here looking like Generator Rex?
No, I want his look not to be more like the comic, but the way they built him, he had this T1000, like he had this T100 kind of look. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Is it T100? Like,
well, if you mean the Robert Patrick, that's T1000.
No, the
original
Arnold.
No, he was the 101.
Was Terminator 101?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Cyberdyne Systems model 101, technically.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was like the T600 or something.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I like his body looked too much like that. It looked skinny, as opposed to like I wanted his legs to be thicker, not necessarily like skeleton looking.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
You want to have him to have a bigger body type than what they show.
Yeah. It's because I'm so used to watching the Teen Titans version of Cyborg, but also I'm used to the comic book version too because he's thicker in the comic book version. It's just more cybernetics, more stuff that he can have coming out of his body that looks more realistic.
Yeah, that's because I think in I don't remember seeing the scene in this one, but I know in the original Justice League, at the end of that movie, they had a scene of him taking the robotic look and kind of contouring it into where it looks kind of like the human body, you know, where
Really?
yeah, there was a quick 2-minute scene of him like learning how to use his abilities. So he was taking the robot look and kind of contouring it to look like a metal suit, kind of.
Okay. Give me a
But
second. The dog is outside.
okay, take it on. All right.
My bad. So what did you say?
I was saying that they had a scene at the end of the last movie that had him, let's say, warping the robotic look to like a pro, just like a to go from the robotic look to looking like an Iron Man suit kind of look, to where it was showing that I guess he was learning how to use his abilities to change how he looks. So he was going from that to a regular shaped body, the way he should have been shaped, so to speak.
Oh, and that was at the end of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first Justice League.
Yeah, but I always took it as like this look in the movie was like his first prototype look. And then as the movies went on, he would, because you remember he was supposed to get his own movie. So maybe I always thought in his movie, his look in that movie would be the defined look that you would see him.
That would be dope. Okay, I would.
Kind of like how Iron Man, changes his armor every movie or like every other movie. I figured they was going to do something like that with him. So this is like his prototype. I don't know how to use my powers look, but then in his movie he will look normal, look more like a man in a suit, and then they can change him around and be like Iron Man every other movie or something they put him in.
Yeah, that would be dope. His powers, my goodness.
Yeah, he was OP. I'm glad they explained, like, no, you're a fucking artificial intelligence machine. Like, you can hack any fucking system. That little tape that Miles Dyson can't never leave cybernetics alone. That Miles Dyson left him explaining what he can do, and he was like, your challenge isn't using your ability. It's learning not to use your ability. I thought that was a good explanation line behind it.
Yeah.
That was
good. I feel like he gave him those on purpose. Like he didn't have to give him all things. He made him incredibly OP. It's like
he didn't give him anything.
Thing in your hands.
Well, he didn't give him anything. That's not what he did.
He could have blocked him from having it.
Yeah,
he can.
The mother box made him like that. He didn't build him to be.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that was also in the last movie in that little scene. Yeah. All he did was like, okay, this mother box can change matter around and it can potentially fix him. So he activated the box, and the box went to Cyborg, and it grew into him and rebuilt him essentially by itself. It chose to build him. He didn't. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna build this suit for my son and put him in it. It's like, no.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought happened. He said like he built this suit and then he just activated him by the mother box like charging him or something like that.
No, they had a whole scene in the first movie. Like you could probably find it on YouTube because it's been out for that long. But they had a scene showing it of him, just the torso being there.
Yeah, they showed that part.
And then it rebuilt him. It was the started to rebuild him and stuff. So it was the mother box doing that.
Okay. That doesn't make any sense then.
What? What do you mean?
Because so they said the mother box can just it's because he didn't have anything else. Okay, never mind. I forgot. Like you can take the matter and then reform that matter, but if you don't have the matter there's nothing else to form to it. So okay. So he had to build artificial. Okay.
Yeah, and I think how they explained it, at least in the comic books, is the mother box is advanced alien technology. So by the mother box creating him, he also has the same similar technologies in him. That's why, the reason why they have the mother boxes is because the mother boxes open up the boom tube. That's how they get everywhere in the comics. That's why Cyborg in the New 52 could open up boom tubes, because he has the same technology because the box built him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know if that translates to the movies or at all, but I'm assuming it would, because that's the version of the character they're going.
I mean, when he hacked into it, I was like, I would assume.
Yeah.
That was dope too when he hacked it, and it actually made sense. The mother boxes, I was like, oh, who are these 3 bit? Oh,
see, that's what I thought they were going with. Nice. I was like, okay, so is Miles Dyson gonna be the father box, and then his mom will be the mother box? That's what I thought they were going with because like I said in the comic book, that's how it is that they're like separate entities.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, so they're gonna go with that, and then I was like, okay, no, this is just him, visualizing everything.
Yeah. But I do like how all three of them showed up. It was like, you can
Yeah,
be a part of the family. I'm like, I
that
wonder if that's all three mother boxes. Is that like his father, his mom, and that version of him is actually the three mothers together, just showing him that you can be a part of us instead of like this illusion.
well, I thought it was more like it was the two boxes talking to him, and his version of himself was like the other box saying like, "Oh, you can have your humanity back. We can, that's like to tempt him not to do it."
But he's not a mother box, though.
No, 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 he isn't. But I'm saying it's like the mother box can fix him, give him his body back,
Oh
give him
yeah,
his
yeah,
humanity back. Because that's what he felt that he lost. But if anything, he lost everything else and not his humanity.
yeah.
But he felt as though if he's not human if he doesn't have his body. So that's what I thought they were going. That's like a way of tempting him not to, join the family versus not and stopping them from doing what they're supposed to do.
Joker.
Mm, you could have cut that whole scene. I would have cared less. It didn't serve no purpose. It's setting up something that they're probably not gonna make. It's cool that they have it in there, but it's like it didn't need to be there. It didn't serve no purpose to what they were doing.
Zack Snyder said that that he wanted there to be a confrontation between Batman and Joker because there hasn't been a confrontation between Batman and Joker for the past few movies. Even though you see Batman show up at one time and then Joker show up at another time, and during what was that movie where you see the Harlequin movie where you see
Mm.
Batman chasing Joker in his
No,
Bugatti or whatever.
that was Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, yeah. You see that, but you don't really see a back and forth between Jared Leto's Joker and this version of Batman. So he wanted to put that in there just to, like I guess scratch an itch.
Mm. Is the itch that didn't need to be scratched.
It
unless
really
you're
did.
unless you're like, I mean, I just thought it was set up to like this is what we were going to, showing more extended the flashback scene from Batman v Superman. But it's just like if they ain't gonna do that, then it's like, what's the point?
I mean, I like the idea that Batman has to work with his greatest villain, but at the same time, it's like,
To do
does
what?
he really
The
though?
Joker is just one crazy guy. Like, what
Yeah.
does he know, or what he doesn't know anything, and he's just one guy who
If
can't do shit.
anything, that's the kind of world that he wants there to be.
Yeah,
Like, why
and
would he want to
why
stop
would
that?
Batman need Joker for anything?
Yeah.
It just did it, but I mean,
So
unless you have a Joker leading his own gang, going around killing people or something, and Batman has to stop him in the future for some reason. If anything, it's just setting up to show you how bad things have gotten, essentially, in that future. But it's like they didn't need a Joker there at all.
for me, I still don't like that version of Joker for some reason.
I
I
mean,
don't
neither.
like Jared Leto's Joker.
Me
Just
neither.
don't
I
like
think
it.
this Joker's a hell of a lot better than how he used to look.
Yeah.
But even still, it looks like shit. It still looks like shit. But
It's
granted,
just,
in that post-apocalyptic, it would look like shit. So
well, the way he talks, the manual, like it's just,
yeah,
I don't
I'm not
know.
a fan of it at all.
I feel like it's a combination Joker almost.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't seem like it's a whole different Joker that somebody can like really like. In his dialogue, I know it's a dark thing, but the whole reach around joke, I wasn't really
Mm.
feeling that. It just made the whole thing just seem like this weird ex
Sexual tension between Batman and
yeah
Joker.
gay sexual tension that they had before. I was like, are they gonna fight or fuck? I just don't know.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and then he was like, I'm don't get me wrong, I will kill you. It's like,
He's like, I
all
will
right,
fucking kill you.
yeah, okay,
Like,
all right, Batman.
okay, bats.
Yeah,
Come on. Granted,
as long as you,
you would be the one to take people out because that's your whole shtick. But
yeah,
like, if you killed everybody, like if you took out everybody else and you ain't take out Joker by now, then yeah, you want him around. You want somebody more crazier than you.
as long as you have this card, you have a truce. As soon as you rip that up, I'm like, I'd have been like, Go, just kill the dude, man. Get it over with. You already got like you have Deathstroke there. You don't need Joker.
Yeah.
But apparently the
Deathstroke, I will pay
Joker was
you
the key.
$5,000 to kill the Joker.
I mean, apparently the Joker was the key of them getting out of there. But that setup was teased at the beginning. Like I knew that setup was coming when he said that he had a premonition and he was sitting. He
that
was
was
like
in Batman.
was sitting right
That was in
here.
Batman v Superman when Flash suddenly came back and everybody was like, "This doesn't make any sense." It was in Batman v Superman where he had it where he was dreaming or he thought he was dreaming. Flash came back and was like, "Lois is the key. I'm too soon," and he was wearing the same armor and stuff, and he disappeared and he woke up.
He said, "I'm too soon." Oh, he got there. He got there earlier. Oh, I don't get it. I'm too soon.
Yeah, I don't. It didn't make a whole lot of sense because they just threw it in there. But what it was just Batman somehow getting premonition superpowers to see what the future was. It was just to show the audience.
That wasn't a premonition. Like I think maybe it wasn't a premonition. It was literally Flash going back to the past to deliver a message.
But he didn't know that. They at that point they never established who the Flash was or nothing. So it's like, yeah, we know that as the audience, but he doesn't know that as the character and none of that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. It's just to establish the future.
Did that really happen in Batman vs Superman? So if that happened, why did he not know who Wally West? I mean, who he was?
Well, what I was saying is he didn't see him without it was with his mask, so he didn't see his face.
No, I'm gonna say bullshit because he went to his hideout and saw his suit, and then when he put his suit on,
at that point he knew. Once they found him, he knew. But
he didn't know because he said I had a premonition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had a premonition. He was standing right here. I did this, that. So he was just explaining to Wonder Woman why he feels that things are about to happen.
Plot hole. He said it. He said, "Look, I can charge this thing, but if I move too fast, I do this weird thing with time." That should have clicked in his head. Like, wait, when you say time, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, nobody asked him, "What do you mean by time?" Nobody asked questions. This was like, okay, I hear you.
And Batman should be the one to be like, let me fully understand how your powers work the way I know how to use you on the board. Like he does in the comics, where it's like, no, it's like, well, even in the comic books, he don't ask people. Like he'll just spy on them until he knows.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like nitpick, but it's just certain things. It's like, okay, Lois is the key. Lois dies. That's what makes Superman flip out.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Since they never did
Lois, my bad.
Since they never did the future stuff, they kind of in the first Justice League movie when he was like Lois is the key, they thought that it meant, let's say, Superman. Like, oh, if you bring Superman to Lois, that'll get him to remember who he is. But in the future stuff, or at least he thought that, okay, if Lois dies, that's what causes Superman to flip out. But I think what it was supposed to be, well, we could talk about that when we talk about the ending, because we still haven't went through the actual movie yet, unless you got some more to talk about.
No, that's it. That's all. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what they were gonna do was do the storyline of basically like Earth 2. So basically, you know how like in this movie they say the anti-life equation is on Earth, which is another plot hole out of nowhere. Well, what they were gonna do was, since they resurrected Superman with the mother box, and Darkseid can control the mother boxes, when they brought Superman back, they were gonna, like that scene where he slams the axe into the thing, they were gonna basically try to terraform Earth into becoming a new apocalypse. With the solar pits and everything. So Superman was gonna be under Darkseid's control since he was brought back with the mother box. So that's why Darkseid was gonna have him destroy everybody on Earth and kill everybody to kind of herald his way before getting there.
Okay.
Essentially. So I'm assuming that Lois would be the one, to be the key to, I guess, either stopping Superman, getting him to resolve that, or she dies and that puts him in depression, which allows him to be controlled or something. But since they're not doing none of that, it doesn't really matter. think as far as overall gripes with the movie though, like I just only had like 4 or 5. I wanted Superman to wear that red and blue suit at the end.
They did talk about that. Well, Zack Snyder talked about that.
Yeah.
He mentioned that pregnant Lois would have like dead pregnant Lois would have put him over the edge to make him go crazy. That's why they showed the pregnancy test.
Oh yeah. They lingered on that for like what, a good 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's. I only just had a few gripes with the movie. I mean, comparing it to the first one, yeah, this one's far better. I
Mm-hmm.
can even deal with the longer movie. They don't have to trim it down, but like, I just wish that Zack Snyder understood the characters, because it's like he doesn't. So he'll just do whatever makes his scenes look good. Whereas like Batman, they showed him doing more in this version, but they still never showed him being a detective, figuring shit out. Wonder Woman was not the same character she was in Wonder Woman, and that's probably all attributed to this movie not having the same director. Aquaman is in a whole nother. He feels like a whole nother character because whole nother movie, essentially. Flash is still just there.
When have they showed any Batman being a detective?
That's what I'm saying. They haven't.
No, I'm talking about in all of DC live action. When have they showed Batman being a detective? Period.
In Christopher Nolan's movies,
When?
when Batman always does detective stuff, and Batman Begins when he took the brick out of the wall, got the imprint of the bullet, and was testing the bullet to see to find out which bullet went into the wall.
Oh dang! Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a minute. Yeah,
yeah.
I
So I
forgot
mean,
all about that episode. I mean,
yeah,
that movie.
yeah. They've done it. It's just in the DC cinematic universe they don't show it. They don't show the context of the characters because guess what? That was supposed to be solo movies that they never did. So it's hard to like Batman going around killing people. At least in my eyes, like you're defeating the whole purpose of the character. That's the reason why a lot of people don't like the Punisher. I mean, I agree with the Punisher. That's the reason why I don't like Batman because he doesn't kill people. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate his no kill rule. Like it's there for a reason. And
Mm-hmm.
then to have him in this movie just go around killing people, it's like,
I would be okay if he had a kill rule but didn't use guns.
yeah. And this,
Like that's my biggest thing is that he used guns
yeah,
hell of a lot.
it's awkward. He uses guns, he kills people, and they show him fighting a few people, but like he rarely does martial arts except in that scene in Batman v Superman. That was fucking awesome. That warehouse scene. That
Mm-hmm.
was really cool, but that was like the coolest moment that they've ever had with him, and they never did anything like that since. It's like
Yeah,
you
I
have to
know.
show
They just
Batman,
made him into a regular guy in a suit in this one.
yeah. It's like you have to show Batman like he's Batman for a reason. Like Batman can kick ass if when he wants to, and you have to show him being like that. He shouldn't be talking with Wonder Woman and being all flirty with her with like the mouse and stuff. Like they had the scene in there where they both touched the
I
mouse at the
remember.
same time and all that.
And
And
he got all flustered and stuff.
yeah, it's like no, you should have none of that. Like Batman, you could be flirty with. Like I like how they do it in Justice League cartoon, where him and Wonder Woman have a thing, and it's like Batman's always like when he has the cowl on, I'm Batman. Like I remember in one of the books, I think it was Green Lantern. Oh no, uh, Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern. He just got his ring, didn't know nothing about the powers. Right, went to
Mm-hmm.
Gotham because he was a part of the Justice League and he was trying to meet Batman or whatever. And he was trying to meet Batman, left a couple messages for him, could never get him. Showed up at this hotel and was taking a shower, and then came out the shower, and Batman was just standing in the room waiting for him because he had already knew that he was trying to get in contact with him. And he was
Mm-hmm.
making fun of him, like, "Yo, you're just the guy in the suit. Like, what do you like? Just like for the Justice League. What do you even like do it? Do a part of the Justice League?" And Batman had the perfect answer. He was like, "I provide tactical intelligence. This." And was just completely stone faced the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because that's who he is. When Batman wears that suit, he is the most serious person ever. He's not
I
gonna quip. He's
mean,
not gonna play. I mean, granted, he was
he didn't have
serious.
a suit on at that time when you're
Yeah,
talking about the whole flirty thing.
but he's in the cave or in
So
what appeared to be the cave.
it wasn't a cave. He was in the airplane.
They weren't in the airplane. Billy's fixing the airplane in that scene. They were in
No,
his wannabe Batcave.
Well, see, whatever that was, I don't consider that his Batcave. Like, it's like his Batcave didn't exist anymore because they were at some other location under this water thing.
Yeah, because it was.
And the very last scene was the actual mansion that they went back to. So I don't know. I don't know what time that takes place. It feels like it takes place after the original movie, like not the original, the Christopher Nolan movies when he burned the place down.
Yeah,
it kind of felt like that.
That's what they were trying to do because they said that he was Batman for 20 years before the Justice League stuff kicked off.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of stories that was supposed to be his. I would assume his movie, but they just didn't explain none of that. So it's just, I must just assuming something happened, or they found out about the house, or burned it down, or whatever. Something happened where he had to leave. But even outside of that, like, I mean, Batman didn't do a whole lot of detecting with the stuff going on. It was mostly Wonder Woman. Like that Arrow scene with her was cool. Oh wait, but
I can correct that. His detective work was finding people. That's what he did. He found all the heroes.
Alfred, good sir.
That wasn't Alfred.
He was the one speaking to them. He went to them.
Okay, but he's not the one that found. Like, I will say this: Alfred was the one that was fixing shit.
And he got an email about that told him who the people were.
He still did. I'm still say he did detective work in finding these people, because he always said, "Well, I found people. I found 4 of them or 3 of them or whatever." Alfred was basically being Lucius Fox in this movie. He was the one fixing his gauntlets and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool, because there was that part that Alfred was his mechanic for a while, fixing stuff, doing stuff like that before, not before the Lucius Fox, but
I know what you mean.
If you take away Lucius Fox, he was a mechanic at that point. So he was fixing his gauntlets and stuff and making. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess the gauntlet thing. Yeah. I liked it. I liked that part.
I like that idea because it makes sense. Batman saw Wonder Woman use hers or something similar, so he's like, maybe I can do something similar. And he was using it in the movie. That I did like too. They didn't just have him show him building it and not have him use it. I like the fact that he used it a couple times.
Actually, that showcases his always prepared for everything.
Mm-hmm.
They woke up Superman. He used those gauntlets. That's probably what he did. That's probably why he made them in the first place. He was like, you know what? I saw Wonder Woman shit.
He just got jealous. He was like, oh, I like those.
Nah, he's like, I may need that for when we wake up Superman, because he's gonna be my. He got those laser things. So let me make something that I can't get my face burned off with. That's what he did. So I'm bullshitting my way in there, but like, no, Batman's character's still there, other than his no kill rule and his I use guns all the time now rule. I will say I wish that he was more Batman when he was fighting.
Yeah,
because a lot of those moves, like that's hella slow for Batman.
Yeah,
even this version of Batman, this isn't like the old Batman that needs the suit. Like what's his name? Frank Miller's Batman.
Yeah,
technically it is, but this is like 10 or 15 years before you get to Frank Miller's version.
Yeah, this is like an experienced Batman who's been doing what he's been doing for a while, so he should know.
Who's a lot older, who probably can't move like he used to, but still
can whoop your ass if you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't really show him doing a lot of bat stuff.
Yeah. And let's
maybe
say
smoke bombs, batarangs, man, more of that kind of stuff. Like
gadgets.
More of that
How about stuff. That? Have grappling hooks. Do more Batman stuff.
They did do grappling hooks.
Yeah, they did it a couple times. Yeah,
even though it was kind of awkward. Like I remember that gun, like the grappling hook gun. It got knocked out of his hands when he was getting his ass handed to him by one of those mutant things. I was like, "You're only fighting one, bro. You're Batman. You should be able to take this guy. I know he's strong, but
you fought strong people before. Like, work around it. Work around
this. Yes, you can bench press how much? 900 pounds or something? Like, come on, dog. This one guy.
He could straight kick and knock down trees. Like, you should be doing some shit.
Yeah. He's one parademon. You should be able to take him. So the parademon knocks the gun out of his hand. And I'm thinking, like, okay, he wants to get this gun so bad. He's going to shoot him with it, right? He's going to just, like, grapple hook this dude in the chest or something. He grabs it, kicks the dude off. The parademon's in the doorway, and then he grapples like right in the center of like the ceiling and swings and kicks the dude through the door, and then puts the grappling gun away. I'm like, wait, you did all that just to do that?
Just to kick him?
Just to kick him? Bro, you could have just ran and sidekicked the dude right through the door. You didn't even need your gun at that point. And you only grappled 5 feet. Like, you just literally swung, boop, and then you put it away. Like, come on, man. Dude, do a little bit more. In that same fight, I think IGN was talking about how the fight was different. Said that Barry Allen didn't trip and fall in that fight scene. Yeah, he did. He still did the trip and fall. Like, they didn't take that out.
I hate that about the Flash. Like, how you trip and fall when running is your shit? That's what you do. Yeah. All you do all the time is run, but you tripping. Like, come on, man.
You run on lightning, but you can't pick your foot up 3 more inches to miss that step. Like, all he did in that whole fight, when she's falling and the sword falling away from her, he just pushed the sword back. That's all he did for that entire thing. Like, you help these people up, you dodge some attacks. I think he took care of one parademon.
Yeah, he walked all the people down the stairs with Cyborg.
Upstairs, yes. Wait, I'm sorry. There's that one dope ass scene where he had knocked all the bricks from hitting those people. And it was just like lightning flashes all over him. I was like, that's cool. That's cool. But that whole tripping and falling thing, when he pushed the sword back in her hand, when he tripped and fell, and then time started back again, she just did a 3-point stance with a sword in her hand. I'm like, so you basically just tripped and fell, gave yourself a concussion for nothing. Because she literally, if that sword would have got stuck in the wall, she could have literally just walked back up to the wall and just got the sword back. I thought she was going to like come down with a strike or something, but no, that didn't happen.
And I'm trying to think with
use some of the suit.
Yeah, like it's in the original version of the movie, they made Superman more hopeful and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. This is how we're gonna get the Superman that everybody wants. But in this one, it's like they didn't do none of that. They just had him in the black suit. Huh?
I want that black suit.
That's cool. I'm not saying you have it, but you could have it. What they could have did was this, because he just kind of came back with it. So what they could have did was just rewritten a scene in there. The scene where he had to go back to the Batcave and talk to Alfred, and he was like, "Oh, well, he told me you would come." When they went and resurrected him, you remember the scene when the things opened up and they was like, "Oh, it's responding to his body," and it opened up and it showed like his Jor-El's Kryptonian suit and his Superman's red and blue suit.
Yeah.
What they could have did was they could have took his suit there and be like, "Oh, we're gonna need this for later because he's gonna come back." And let's say when he goes to Alfred to be like, "Okay, where they're at, Alfred," and he's like, "Oh, he told me you would come." It was like, you got to get dressed first. And then just, so he wears the black suit for a couple scenes, but at the end scene, during the fight, wear the regular.
Because he was wearing that black suit, that's what I remember. Like, that's that version. The only thing I was like, please remove the cape. Like, if they just didn't have the cape, I'm like, oh, it would have been so much better. Because
people just like it because it's black. Like
hear me out. No, hear me out.
To me, I'm like, if you're gonna do it, give him the mullet and everything.
Bro, hear me out. I like, as a kid, when I watched Death of Superman, and I'm not even talking about the comic series. I'm talking about the animated version, because that's how I got into, not comics, but that's how I got into these heroes, was the animated version. And most people
that was like a few years ago.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't a few years ago. That was like when I was a teenager. It's like
then what are you talking 18. About then?
What? Death of Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah. This came out a while. Man, hold
on. I've watched everything. So.
Nah. This came out
because if you're talking about something from the 90s, that's Superman the animated series. They never had it.
Not that one. Or wait, did Doomsday kill him in that one?
They didn't have Doomsday. That's what I'm saying. They never had a Death of Superman in that, I don't think. You had like hints and cameo stuff that kind of hints towards it, but they never did it in that.
Okay, maybe it was the Justice League then. They had to do it in one of these, because Batman, not Batman. He had the mullet in the animated version.
Yeah. Because they made a movie. They recently made a movie off of it. in their new movie, in their animated movie version that they got going on. But
Yeah, not that one.
but
I'm
they've
gonna talk
also
about.
had they've had Doomsday Injustice. So
Here it
yeah, you're
is.
probably talking about
Here
that.
it is. So yeah, Death of Superman. This was 2008. No way, this was 2008. Hold on. Uh oh, it was an animated series. DC's animation team. Yeah, here. Check this out. They did these stories so many times.
Mm-hmm.
It's they will basically remake the exact same thing, but they would have the new character model.
Yeah,
That's it. This is when he had those
stupid
old.
chin lines. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, man, he had those
I
face
hated
lines.
that look. That look was so stupid.
But yeah,
It made him
so
look old as shit.
yes, this was like that pseudo. This was like the same Superman from the Justice League 3000 or
Mm.
3000 Justice League 2000.
Well, just Justice League. It
No,
was
no, no. It
Justice
was the
League, and
new
it was Justice League, and then it was Justice League Unlimited. But it was the
Unlimited. Thank you.
same continuity.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, Unlimited. This was like Superman from Justice League Unlimited. They had the Death of Superman thing, and when he died, he came back. But the suit that they gave him was a black suit that was
Mm.
supposed to soak in sun rays easier.
Yeah, that's what the one
That's what that suit was
that's what
for.
the one from the comic book did. That's where they got it from.
Yeah, I
It was a
like
solar
that.
suit. Yeah,
The only difference is it didn't have a cape. It was
yeah,
just his suit.
the black suit with the emblem.
I just wish they did that. Like I wish they would have went that route. I was like, that's the Superman I
Yeah,
remember. But so either way, when it did the cape, I was like, yes, it's black and gray. Like that. I love that. I love that Zack Snyder was like, that's the Superman I'm gonna use. Because when he came back, that Superman was badass, bro. He had the mullet, but
they just
it
came
just he
back with
just
some
seemed dark.
guns.
He just seemed darker, man. He
It was,
seemed more gritty.
I don't know why. Well, maybe in that he was, but I know in the comic book he was just the same Superman with guns.
Maybe, but like again,
Mm.
comic book version versus the animated version, it's just so, like,
He was just pissed. You
yeah,
know,
I like that.
Doomsday got on his last nerve.
Yes, yes, be mad. Like that's what I want. I want that's going from Superman that was always like, oh my goodness, he's a ray of sunshine, he's everyone's savior. I was like,
Mm.
I hate this guy. That's why I like Batman. Like he's always the
He's
hero.
always the opposite.
Yeah, come on, dude, get angry. Start laser beaming people in the face. Do
No, man, you
something,
can't. He
bro.
start killing people at that point.
When he died, he came back and he was like he forgot that he was this hopeful guy. I was like, thank you. Get angry, start beating people's ass. You know what I mean? And he did. It was so cool. And then that whole scene of like when he was soaking up the sun,
Mm.
and he stayed up there a minute. He was gone for a minute. I was at one point I was like, yo, how long is he gonna stay up there? And then when he finally finished and his eyes was glowing red, I'm like, thank you. And then he just shot like a bullet to the fight. I was like, yes, that's what I wanted in this. And like they kind of did that where you see him flying up and kind of like soaking in the rays.
Mm.
And then he just got there. Like then all of a sudden, boom, he's here. Now he's getting into a fight. I kind of wanted him to come
Yeah.
in like
You want him to have that big anime Superman moment. I get you.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I would have loved that. You know, the float near the sun, charge up, and then the moment when he hit that 100%, and then when he hit that 101%, he's already there. That's how fast he's going. He's
bro
ramming right in the Steppenwolf or something.
how you fix that? 101%, and then all of a sudden you see like the shockwave, like the sound barrier breaking from
the sonic
him
boom,
moving so fast to going to where he needs to be. I'm like, yes. And oh, even better. While they're fighting, right? Everyone stops and all you hear is doof, 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 like he's breaking the sound barrier. He comes in and just smashes into this dude. I would have lost my shit if I saw that.
They've done that in the comic books a few times, or Marvel has done that with Iron Man a few times too. But it's like you want to have those big comic book moments, and it's like the movie, it wants to be there, but it's like any fight scene in this movie isn't one of those big epic moments. You know?
it's epic in a grand scale of
Yeah.
things, but not in the actual like this is what these characters can actually do if
Yeah.
they really were serious. He could have made his fight super epic, like one of those. This is why we need him.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was super dependent on Superman,
Yeah.
and everyone was so weak compared to Superman. I didn't like that because it
Yeah.
made the whole team look like, you know, y'all really ain't even needed if Superman was here.
That's the thing, because they're not. That's
Yeah,
the Superman is that powerful. I think recently in the comic books, on the past 15 years, they've brought Wonder Woman up to
Superman's
close
level,
to where
kind of.
Superman's level is, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he is Superman for a reason. Now, I like you said, I like the fact that I wish they'd have had another. I can say another act, but let's say you had the fight scene in the nuclear tower thing. And let's
Mm-hmm.
say they're all fighting him. And then when Superman gets there, he has this big epic moment. And then you have a good 15, 20 minutes of him and Steppenwolf just going at it. And then have him, let's say, beat him at the end, but show Superman like, okay, yeah, this is why we need him, because we can't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, we can do what we can do, but it's not that,
I
you know.
mean, he he did. They did do that, and
Uh, they were already
okay.
beating Steppenwolf at that time. Like, it's just,
Well, I think they were more annoying him than they weren't hurting him.
yeah.
They were definitely like hindering his movement. But when
Mm.
Superman showed up, it's like, nah, he is beating his ass. He beat that dude
Punch,
like a
I beam,
child.
punch, I beam, punch, I beam. Like,
Bro,
going in.
when he
Like,
cut
whoa,
his
whoa, whoa,
helmet
whoa, whoa,
off, I was
whoa.
like,
He's not
oh.
Batman. He's not the guy that killed you. You know?
Batman be like, why you gotta bring that up? Why you bring up the past? Shut up. Shut
Why you
your
gotta
ass
bring
up.
up old shit? But I mean,
Still a great movie to watch. Like
yeah,
I'd watch it at least. I'm I can't watch it one more time. It's 4 hours long. It's worth it. It's
yeah.
worth the 4 hours.
I'm I'm kind of hit or miss, because I'll say this: I don't like Zack Snyder as a director. I
What?
think he should stay in his lane.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of.
What else has Zack Snyder done?
He did 300. He did Watchmen. He did
He did
Sucker
300.
Punch. Yeah, yeah. I'm a fan of Watchmen. I like
Those
that.
were good.
Yeah,
300 was good.
yeah. 300 was alright. I had no problems with that. I hated Sucker Punch, but that was more so of the pacing of the movie and the writing. But I think what he does good is visual scenes. That's his baby. That's his shit. I will not take that away from him. He can, like how Mike, like in my video, I equated it to how Michael Bay does explosions. That's how Zack Snyder does his action
Slow
scene.
mo. Oh,
Well,
okay.
just in how he arranges it and the slow mo and stuff. How Michael Bay's like a connoisseur when it comes to explosions, because he just blows shit up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But Zack Snyder's that for slow mo and when you want to have something look really cool. Like, I can say that even in this, how the Flash looks when he jumps in the Speed Force and uses his super speed with the lightning and stuff. Love
Mm-hmm.
that effect. I wish they would do that in a TV show. But where Zach falters is like the characters. I don't think, like, everybody who likes him wants him to do everything DC. I'm like, fuck that. No. They should do it the same way like Marvel did. Like when Marvel does their movies, they give the directors to do, what they do, but they're like, hey, look, Captain America has to be this way, Iron Man has to be this way, Batman, not Batman, the other ones have to be this way.
They have to follow a character Bible.
Yes.
If they don't do this in their story, you can't do this in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't agree with that, then you can't direct this movie. That's how I think they should do Zack Snyder. Don't give him carte blanche to just, oh, I want to do everything and I'm going to tell the whole story that I want to tell. No, you're going to tell the story we want you to tell, but you get to direct your movie how you want to direct it.
I mean, well, that's the issue with DC is that DC doesn't really have a character
They don't.
Bible for their live action universe.
That's the problem.
Even
Yeah.
in the TV series, it's like do whatever you want to do, just make it good. And
Yeah. That's not the way to do things.
Yeah, that's why you have reboots of Batman over and over and over again, because there isn't a concrete
Continuity.
plan to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is step one. This is step two. This step. They're
Yeah.
throwing shit against the wall and seeing what
Mm-hmm.
sticks. And if it makes them money, cool. They have enough money to do this other project that
Yeah.
has nothing to do with this. It's just a bunch of different movies to keep up. The
Yeah.
reason that Marvel is doing so great is because they do the character
They
Bible. It's
have
like
Kevin Feige
these
planning shit out.
characters have this. They have these
Yep.
issues. They have this. They have that. They may change one or two things here and there just for the movie's sake because people wouldn't understand certain things in the comic.
Mm.
But overall, it's the exact same character
Yeah.
repeatedly over and over again.
That's what everybody goes to that for, continuity. If you want to make your movies have that kind of sort of thing, you can WB can do that more than Marvel. You got
Yeah.
you got the more famous characters. You just gotta plan shit. It's not hard. I mean, if I as a fan could do it in 5 minutes, you're telling me multi-billion-dollar people can't do that shit?
You say
Like,
more famous characters.
yes,
Honestly, DC, in my opinion, only has two famous characters: Batman and Superman.
hell no. Like it's like DC, their characters when I mean core, I mean let's say the core Justice League, or let's say the Trinity,
Okay.
Superman,
Okay.
Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Okay.
They're way more. I'm not gonna say popular, but more well known than Marvel's characters. Marvel before the movies.
But yeah, well, see, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Before
that's
the
what I'm saying. Before the
movies.
movies, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But after the movies, yeah, people know Marvel because everybody been watching their movies for 10 years.
Yup.
But like even Marvel now isn't nowhere near in comparison to like people know Superman like they know fucking Jesus. That's how well known he is. That Christ image that's all around the world.
I know.
I'm not comparing him to Jesus, but I'm just
I
saying,
know.
that's how
That's
well
what
known he
irritated
is.
me from the first Superman movie. I was like,
Yeah, I hated that too.
I was literally. I remember it to this day. It was two security guards coming one way while I was walking through the terminal of the airport, and the
Mm,
dude was like, "You seen Superman? Oh, you mean Space Jesus?" I was like,
yep.
"There it is."
Yeah.
Yeah, you just said it. I was like, "Yeah, I did not like that whole savior from above type." I was like,
Yeah.
"No,
That's
don't
again
do that."
Zack Snyder. It's people worshiping Superman when they say I ain't like none of that crap.
Yeah.
But like it's so I mean WB can do it. It's just that if you don't have like they don't have a Kevin Feige person that plans all their stuff. Shouldn't that be your management team that's telling your people to hire certain directors or who's planning your shit? They can't just be like, if they're throwing darts at a wall, that's not a good way to run a fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they would know that. But I mean, maybe they don't care about it enough. It could be that too. Maybe they're just thinking in their mind, like, oh, what do we got? Okay, let's do this. Because they're going to make money regardless, no matter what they do. It could be something like that where they just don't care about it enough to put the time in and effort in like they should. I mean, at least with this Zack Snyder thing, I mean, maybe now that AT&T got involved, because that's the only reason why this got made. AT&T is the parent company of WB. If they see a lot of people are into this, or let's say, I don't know if this can make them money because it's on HBO Max, but if this can make them a lot of money, maybe AT&T will be like, look, just let him do a couple series of shows on here just to do it to get more money. But that's what they need to do. They just need to plan shit.
He ain't
You
gonna do
know?
that shit.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna do it. He like it already seems like he didn't want to do anything else. He literally said that there isn't gonna be a sequel to this. Like he
Yeah.
fucking said it. I
Yeah,
don't
but
really think that he would go back on his word and be like, well, yeah, cool, let's make it.
I mean, everybody want money. I mean, unless you're see, actors are different, or maybe directors. I don't know because a lot of them
Everybody who
are
don't
artistic
have
too.
money
Yeah,
wants money.
yeah, sure.
People, when they already have money, they can say no to shit.
Yeah, but Zack Snyder ain't like he's James Cameron. I mean, he ain't, he don't got that Cameron money.
After
Like,
watch after this, see what else he starts getting into.
yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, he could feel burned by WB the way they treated him with the original release. So that's what I would feel. It's like if you want me to come back, I ain't coming back. You try to screw me over with this, but
Did they try to screw him over? What happened?
well, they either cut him out or he left. It's never up in
He
the
left
air.
because his daughter, bro.
That's what I'm saying. But they could have left. He could have left and dealt with that and came back.
Nah,
But that's what I'm saying. It's
nah.
like nobody knows what really happened besides either him and WB. But
Like
some
literally,
people saying he left because of that, and then
yeah.
they chose that as a moment to be like, look, let's get rid of this dude. Let's get Whedon in here. So
I mean, when movies like this, you're on a time crunch.
yeah,
You can't wait for someone to mourn.
yeah,
And
I
that was
agree
his
with you. Yeah.
daughter. Like literally,
Yeah, he
the
should have left.
memoriam
I'm
was
not
at the
saying he should
very
have
end.
stayed. Yeah, he should have. Yeah, he should have fucking left. That's his fucking kid.
Yeah.
But like,
If that was me, I don't know how long I would have been gone because at that point, I don't care about money anymore. It's like this is the only thing he's focusing on.
damn right.
So it's unfortunate that that happened, but
Yeah.
they again. Everyone else has to go on with life, and they have to put the movie out. So yeah, you get some director to finish it. So
Yeah.
I can understand that. Honestly, though, this whole genre thing, it may just hit too close to home for him. You
Yeah, it
know,
could be that too.
maybe he
Yeah.
just doesn't want to do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That he wants to do other shit.
Like I know, like actors feel that way too. Like once they do movies and they feel like, oh, I want to do other shit. I want to direct or whatever, or
Yeah,
do certain types of movies. I'm sure directors are artistic too because they got to be the ones to put all that shit together. Like,
we've been talking for this too long. I ain't got nothing more to say on this.
I'd say
It
go
was
watch it. If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 7.
better than the first one.
Yeah, yeah. First one, I'd probably give it
Definitely worth a
6 or something.
watch.
But all right, YouTube, if you guys want us to talk about any other movie out there, let us know down in the comments below. And also, tell us, how do you like Justice League Zack Snyder edition? Do you like it? You hate it? Indifferent? Do you feel that it sucks? Do you feel that you love it? If he were to get carte blanche, to do anything else he wanted, would you want them to continue the story from Justice League, or would you want him to do all of their other movies too? Let us know down in the comments.
Frank Miller's Batman. Frank Miller's Batman. He already showed the tank. He showed the tank at the end. I forgot about that. He showed the tank. That tank was dope. I need to see Homeboy with the pig nose and the army of people.
Mm-hmm.
He's
You
like,
just want to
oh,
you just want to see Batman fight that guy in the mud. That's all you want
hell
to see.
yeah, man. When he was like, he said he was a fucking surgeon. I was like, yes, nigga, yes, you're a surgeon. Go to town on that nigga. He was surgically taking that dude apart, piece by piece. I loved it. And then after that, everybody was like, yo, we praise new Batman over here. I love this dude. And then that's how he got his Bat Army. I was like, yeah, man, that's how you end a story. I loved it. Fucking loved it.
See, they could do that. WB does have all of their rights and stuff. They can do take those non-canon stories and just make movies out of them. They could if they wanted to.
Zack Snyder, Frank Miller, get on that. Get on that. Get on that.
All right, YouTube. Like they gonna get on that. We're gonna get on out of here. So we will see you in the next one.